Have you ever gone to the kitchen, only to find your cat behind you? Walked into the bathroom, and there it is again. Moved to another room, and somehow your cat arrives before you do? Maybe you've even closed a door, only to hear scratching a few seconds later, or turned around and discovered your cat silently watching you from the hallway. Most people think cats are independent, mysterious, detached, animals that prefer solitude over company. But if that's really true, why do so many cats follow their humans everywhere? Why do they quietly move from room to room behind us? Why do they always seem to know exactly where we are? The truth is far more fascinating than most people realize. Because your cat may not be following you for just one reason. It could be curiosity. It could be instinct. It could be trust. Or it could be something much deeper. Today, we're uncovering 12 hidden reasons cats follow their humans everywhere. Some of these reasons are surprisingly practical. Others are surprisingly emotional. And the final reason might completely change the way you see your cat forever. So the next time you hear tiny paws following you down the hallway, you may finally understand what your cat is really trying to tell you. Reason 1. Your cat is curious about everything you do. At first, the answer seems incredibly simple. Your cat follows you because it is curious, but not in the way most people imagine. Cats are natural observers. Every movement inside their environment matters. A door opening, a strange sound, a new object appearing in a room, and especially a human suddenly standing up and walking away. The moment you leave a room, your cat immediately has a question. Where are you going? From your perspective, you're probably just going to grab a glass of water. But from your cat's perspective, something interesting is happening. Cats survive by gathering information. Unlike humans, they can't ask questions. They can't search for answers. They learn by watching. And over time, they become experts at observing the people they live with. This is why your cat may appear seconds after you move to another room. Not because it needs something, but because it wants to know what you're doing. And surprisingly, the next reason has nothing to do with curiosity at all. Reason 2. You control everything important. Imagine seeing the world through your cat's eyes. Who provides food? Who provides fresh water? Who opens doors? Who creates comfort and security? You do. Whether your cat realizes it consciously or not, you are one of the most important resources in its entire world. Over time, cats learn this extremely quickly. They begin associating your movements with opportunities, sometimes food, sometimes attention, sometimes access to a favorite room. This is why many cats instantly stand up the moment you do. They have learned that when you move, something important might happen. But here's what's fascinating. Many cats continue following their humans even when food isn't involved, even when absolutely nothing exciting is happening. Which raises an important question. If it's not food, then why are they still following you? The next reason reveals something many cat owners never consider. Reason 3. Your cat doesn't like losing track of you. Cats love predictability, far more than most people realize. While humans often move through their day without thinking, cats are constantly paying attention. The time you wake up, the time you leave the house, the room where you usually sit, the route you take through the home. To a cat, these patterns create stability, and stability creates comfort. But the moment you disappear behind a door, something changes. Suddenly, one of the most important parts of your cat's environment is gone. And many cats don't like that uncertainty. Following you allows them to keep track of what's happening. It allows them to maintain a mental map of their world. Think about it from your cat's perspective. You're the largest moving object in the entire house. You make sounds. You create routines. You influence everything around you. Of course, you're worth keeping an eye on. And while this behavior may seem harmless, the next reason reveals something much more emotional. Reason 4. Your cat feels safer when you're nearby. Cats have a reputation for being independent, and in many ways they are. But independence doesn't mean they never seek comfort, or security, or reassurance. Over time, your presence becomes something familiar, something predictable, something safe. This is especially true when something unusual happens. A loud noise, a thunderstorm, a visitor entering the house, a strange sound during the night. Many cats instinctively move closer to the person they trust most, and sometimes that habit remains even when there is no danger at all. Simply being near you makes them feel better, makes them feel calmer, makes them feel more secure. So when your cat follows you into another room, it may not be protecting you. It may actually be comforting itself. And surprisingly, the next reason has nothing to do with safety. It has everything to do with friendship. Reason 5. Your cat is strengthening its bond with you. Many people believe cats are solitary animals, but that's only part of the story. Cats can form incredibly strong social bonds, especially with the humans they trust. Unlike dogs, cats don't always express affection in obvious ways. They don't always run toward you. They don't always demand attention. Instead, their affection is often much more subtle. They choose to be near you. They sit in the same room. They nap beside you. And yes, they follow you. To a cat, spending time near someone is a sign of trust. It's a sign that they feel comfortable in your presence. In nature, animals rarely stay close to creatures they don't trust. Doing so would be risky. But your cat has learned that being around you feels safe, which means that every step it takes behind you may be saying something important, not with words, but with presence. And the next reason might explain why some cats follow their owners even more than others. Reason 6. Your cat wants your attention. Sometimes the explanation is surprisingly simple. Your cat wants you to notice them. Just like humans, cats enjoy interaction. Some enjoy being petted. Some enjoy playing. Some simply enjoy being acknowledged. And over time, cats become very good at discovering what gets our attention. If following you has worked before, they're likely to do it again. Maybe you talked to them. Maybe you picked them up. Maybe you offered a treat. Or maybe you simply looked at them. To your cat, that reaction can be rewarding. This is why some cats seem to appear the moment you're busy, the moment you're working, the moment you're focused on something else, because they know there's a good chance you'll eventually notice them. But here's where things get even more interesting, because the next reason isn't something cats are born with. It's something they learn. Reason 7. You've accidentally trained your cat to follow you. Cats are often described as independent, but one thing many people underestimate is how quickly they learn. Every interaction teaches your cat something. Every reward, every routine, every reaction. Over time, your cat begins connecting actions with outcomes. If following you has ever led to something positive, food, attention, playtime, a comfortable place to rest, your cat remembers. And once a behavior becomes associated with a reward, it often becomes a habit. This is one reason some cats seem almost determined to follow their owners everywhere. Not because they're consciously planning it, but because experience has taught them that good things tend to happen when they stay close. In a way, your cat may be following you today because of hundreds of tiny lessons you've unknowingly taught over months or even years. But what happens when the sun goes down? because for many cats, following behavior becomes even stronger at night. Reason 8. Your cat is monitoring you. At night, night changes everything, at least for a cat. While humans become tired, slower, and less aware of their surroundings, cats become more alert. Their hearing sharpens, their vision adapts, their instincts become more active. This is one reason many cats seem especially interested in their owners during the evening hours. When the house becomes quiet, your movements become easier to track. The sound of footsteps, the opening of doors, the shift of blankets. All of these things stand out. Some cats follow their humans at night simply because they are more aware of them. Others may be checking that everything in their environment remains normal. And in some cases, they may even be keeping an eye on the person they trust most. But what researchers find most fascinating isn't where cats follow us. It's what they observe while doing it. Reason 9. Your cat is reading your emotions. Most people assume cats ignore human emotions, but science suggests otherwise. Cats are surprisingly skilled observers. They notice changes in body language, changes in tone of voice, changes in facial expression. And over time, many cats learn to associate those changes with different emotional states. Think about it. Your cat sees you every day. It watches your routines, your posture, your energy levels, your habits. Over months and years, that creates an enormous amount of information, enough for your cat to recognize when something feels different. This may explain why some cats become unusually affectionate when their owners are sad, or why others choose to stay nearby during stressful moments. They may not understand emotions the way humans do, but they are often far more aware of them than we realize. And this leads directly to the next reason. Because sometimes following behavior has less to do with curiosity and more to do with loneliness. Reason 10. Your cat doesn't like being alone. Not every cat enjoys solitude. In fact, many cats become deeply attached to the people they live with, especially when those people provide comfort, routine, and companionship. This doesn't mean your cat is needy or dependent. It simply means that your presence has become an important part of its daily life. Imagine spending every day with someone, eating near them, sleeping near them, relaxing in the same rooms. Over time, a connection naturally forms. And when that person suddenly disappears behind a closed door, some cats prefer to follow, not because something is wrong, but because they enjoy being nearby. For certain cats, your company is genuinely comforting, which brings us to one of the most surprising reasons of all, because some cats aren't following you for themselves. They're following you because they care about you. Reason 11. Your cat wants to check on you. For thousands of years, cats have survived by paying attention to sounds, to movement, to changes in their environment. And sometimes, that attention becomes focused on the people they trust. This may explain why some cats seem determined to know where their owners are at all times. They follow you into another room. They wait outside closed doors. They suddenly appear whenever you've been gone for a few minutes. From the outside, it can seem strange, almost obsessive. But in many cases, your cat may simply be checking that everything is normal, that you're still there, that the familiar rhythm of its world hasn't changed. Researchers often describe cats as highly observant animals. And when a cat forms a strong bond with a human, that human becomes one of the most important parts of its environment. One of the things worth monitoring. One of the things worth checking on. So the next time your cat quietly follows you down the hallway, ask yourself something. Is your cat following you or making sure you're okay? And that brings us to the final reason. The one many cat owners never consider. Reason 12. You matter to them. Perhaps the simplest explanation is also the most beautiful. Your cat follows you because you matter. Not because it wants food, not because it expects a reward, not because it's trying to get something from you, but because you have become part of its life, part of its routine, part of its comfort, part of its world. Cats don't express affection the way humans do. They don't write messages. They don't use words. They don't always show excitement when they see us, but they do show affection in their own language, a language built on trust, presence, and companionship. Sometimes that language looks like a slow blink. Sometimes it looks like sleeping beside you. And sometimes it looks like quietly following you from room to room, never demanding attention, never asking for anything, simply choosing to be near you. Because out of everything in their world, they have decided that you're worth following. And maybe that's what makes this behavior so special. Not the mystery, not the instinct, not the science, but the simple fact that another living creature chooses day after day to stay close to you, even when it doesn't have to. And perhaps that's one of the purest forms of trust a cat can give. So the next time you walk into another room and hear tiny paws following behind you, pause for a moment, look back, because what seems like a small everyday behavior may actually be telling a much bigger story, a story about curiosity, about trust, about comfort, about companionship, and about the unique bond that exists between humans and cats, a bond that has quietly grown for thousands of years, one step at a time. Maybe your cat isn't following you because it's hungry. Maybe it isn't following you because it's bored. Maybe in its own quiet and mysterious way. Your cat follows you because you are one of the most important parts of its world. And if you've ever looked down and found your cat walking silently behind you, maybe now you understand why. Subscribe to Feline Mind for more feline mysteries, and we'll see you in the next one.